Your grocery store is selling you half-dead plants at full price. Most of them will regrow from the scrap you were about to throw away. I tested 5 on one balcony, 0 fertilizer, a lot of forgetting. 4 didn't care. We're counting down from 5 to the one scrap that refuses to die. Whole Foods charges $6 a pound for a root that grows itself. This is fresh ginger, sharper than the gray-dried powder in your spice rack. One forgotten scrap from the back of your fridge becomes an entire harvest. Skip the $20 ceramic pot and cut up a plastic water bottle. Coarse sand at the bottom drains better than the fancy stuff they sell. Drop the chunks in with the little green buds aimed at the ceiling. Crowd them in shoulder to shoulder. Since ginger does not respect personal space, bury the whole thing under another layer of sand until the roots vanish. Cap it with the cut bottle top so the humidity stays trapped inside. Around day 15, pale green spikes start punching up out of the sand. Underneath, the buds are already firing off shoots and the first stubby roots. By day 20, rip the cover off for good and let it breathe. White roots are now shoving their way out of the sand at speed. Want a bigger operation? Just reuse the ugly woven feed bags from outside. Stuff the grow bags with a loose, airy mix. Nothing dense or pricey. Half compost and half sand drains fast and keeps the buried rhizomes happy. By day 80, the leaf canopy stands waist high and frankly looks absurd. Soak it deeply once a week, then ignore it like a forgotten houseplant. After 120 days, you are basically farming a small green jungle. Forget the trowel and just plunge both hands straight into the loose bag. One sad grocery scrap turned into this fat-knuckled clump of fresh rhizome. Blast the loose dirt off with a garden hose, no gentle scrubbing required. Slice it thin for tea or freeze the rest, it keeps for months. Next up is garlic greens, the only plant harder to kill than ginger. Skip the supermarket bulbs, unless you enjoy waiting 8 whole months for dinner. Stores slap a premium sticker on single-clove garlic for no real reason. This is Kashmiri garlic, one fat concentrated clove instead of the usual dozen. Picture a regular garlic bulb that skipped all the annoying papery wrapping inside. Lab tests peg it at 7 times more potent than the grocery stuff. It actually likes the cold and shrugs off a brutally freezing balcony winter. Skip the water sprouting ritual. It just wastes a week of your life. Pick out the biggest cloves and chuck the small ones into tonight's dinner. Mix half garden soil with compost and a little sand for fast drainage. Use a container at least 15 inches deep because garlic genuinely wants legroom. A wider pot fits more cloves and means you water it far less often. Push each clove 2 inches down with the pointy end facing the sky. Cover it over but leave the very tip peeking out near the surface. Keep them 6 inches apart or you will harvest sad marble-sized bulbs. Then cram the rest of the pot with as many cloves as fit. Give it one heavy soak right after planting, then simply walk away guilt-free. Park it where it grabs 6 hours of direct sun every single day. You can clip the green tops once they hit about 7 inches tall. Leave an inch of growth down low so the whole thing regrows again, once the leaves turn brown and crispy. Cut the water off entirely now. Keep watering past that point and the whole bulb just rots quietly underground. Loosen the soil from the outer edges with a tool before you pull. Yank the stem straight up and you will simply rip the plant apart. Next up is a plant that grows even faster, which honestly feels unfair. Stop buying a fresh romaine head every time you crave a basic salad. Stores rake in millions selling bagged greens you can honestly clone for nothing. This is romaine lettuce, the crunchy backbone of every basic Caesar salad ever. It stays crisp and faintly sweet, unlike that soggy bagged spinach you tolerate. Chop the whole base off about 2 inches up from the very bottom. All it wants is a shallow glass with roughly an inch of water. Set the stump in gently and never let the entire thing go under. Park it on a bright windowsill and otherwise leave the poor thing alone. Too much water and the base turns into a slimy gray rotting puck. Swap the water out every 2 days, or sooner once it turns yellow. Give the glass a quick rinse each time to flush out lurking bacteria. Mist the actual leaves now and then to fake those theatrical supermarket sprayers. The old outer layers will brown and curl, but resist the urge to panic. Fresh new growth always erupts straight from the dead center of the stump. By day 2, the flat-cut surface starts curling visibly upward on its own. By day 4, a tiny lettuce bouquet is crammed inside the little glass. By day 7, you have real leaves big enough for an actual sandwich. Day 10 is peak flavor, right before the leaves start tasting genuinely bitter. Move it into soil if you actually want a full dense lettuce head. For pure laziness, just peel the leaves off one by one for lunch. The green tops stay sweet while the pale crunchy base does heavy work. Meanwhile, influencers beg you to buy $30 packets of heirloom organic seeds, but romaine is honestly child's play next to the scrap coming up now. Number 2 needs even less effort and hits roughly 10 times harder anyway. Celery is the biggest scam in the produce aisle until you learn this. Stop tossing out the stubby base, the only part that actually matters here. This is what real celery looks like before stores strip it down naked. My grandparents grew Chinese celery, and unlike the bland version, it has flavor. Store-bought celery is really mostly crunchy water priced like a luxury good. Spend $0 one single time and harvest fresh stalks for several months. Slice the base down to about 2 inches and eat the rest tonight. Drop the stump into a cheap plastic cup that roughly matches its width. Add just enough water to cover the bottom half-inch and nothing more. Brand new leaves push out of the dead center within 48 hours. Watch for thin white roots poking out around the bottom edge soon after. Grab a fabric grow bag, because plastic pots will quietly rot the roots. Mix cheap sand into some compost instead of hauling home premium bagged soil. Dig a shallow hole and bury the stump right up to its rim. Never bury the top crown, or you will quietly smother the new sprouts. Give it partial sun, because brutal afternoon heat will scorch the tender stalks. Celery is thirsty, so never let the soil dry out completely on you. The outer layers go brown and slimy, which looks alarming but is fine. Peel the dead skins off after a week to keep mold from spreading. 80 days of pure neglect later, you somehow have a full celery harvest. Each single grocery scrap pumps out well over 8 brand new green stalks. Cut only the outer stalks and the plant simply keeps producing forever onward. Look at these free bonus side shoots, multiplying right off the original base. Next up is the ultimate kitchen scrap that somehow grows in total darkness. Buying green onions weekly is basically a small tax on weak math skills. Supermarkets charge a full $3 for a tiny bundle of pointless plastic. You are paying premium money for what is mostly water and plain cellulose. My kitchen garbage bin honestly generates more real value than your savings account. These are green onions, sold as scallions here, and called Kong in Asia. They are thin, hollow tubes that taste like a milder, sharper raw onion. Do not confuse them with garden chives, which are noticeably thinner and weaker. Think of them as the punchier, sharper cousin of a standard mild leek. Supermarket green onions reliably collapse into slimy mush within a few sad days. Growing your own means endless crisp stalks living right on the kitchen counter. They shrug off frost and heat waves and many long weeks of pure neglect. Buying them over and over is basically an insult to your own intelligence. Grab any cheap plastic tub that runs at least 6 inches deep, nothing fancy. Just shove the leftover white roots straight down into some damp potting soil. Give them a bright windowsill or any corner with decent direct morning light. Water them only when you actually remember, which works out to once weekly. Every gardening blog says grow them in water, but that is a trap. Stagnant water breeds ugly root rot and stinks up your entire room fast. Plain soil delivers real nutrients that a glass of tap water never can. Actual dirt keeps the stalks crisp and productive for well over a year. Just snip the outer green stalks whenever you need a fast dinner garnish. Leave the white center fully intact and it regrows again and again forever. You will honestly never buy another sad plastic pack of green onions again. But that is nothing next to the infinite vegetable waiting in Chapter 1. 5 vegetables, no seed packets, no miracle plant food, and a setup cheaper than 1 bag of salad. The plants that won were never the pampered ones. They were the ones I kept forgetting about. Turns out the best gardener in the building is just the laziest one.